What's up, fellow gamers? This is DarkGamer001, and unfortunately today I bring you some bad news for Nintendo gamers. It's what some would consider the inevitable announcement that the Nintendo Wii U, Nintendo's new console, is going to be region locked. Exactly like all other Nintendo consoles. But anyway, there you go. Region locking basically means that if I, for example, pre-order a European Nintendo Wii U, which I have, and I try and get a Japanese or a North American game disc, it won't work on my system. So the news was originally revealed by Japanese Famitsu magazine, and by now Nintendo has already confirmed this region lock to CVG and Eurogamer. Basically, I kind of knew this was going to happen since the 3DS was also region locked for some reason. But I'm still pretty pissed off, as I'm sure most other gamers are. I really don't understand why Nintendo feel the need to insert this feature on all their consoles and some of their handhelds. Because after all, they're ultimately hurting their consumers with this practice. Looking at some of the comments from some Nintendo fan sites, some people have suggested what could be seen as valid reasons behind this region locking policy. For example, some people have suggested that since Nintendo is a large company divided into 4 main divisions for each region, so we have Nintendo of Japan, Nintendo of Europe, America, and Australia, they'd want to keep accurate game data sales and stuff, so region locking would help that, and you'd also have more control over their software and where it is sold, as well as prices and stuff. However, I don't really think that this justifies limiting the console in such a manner. Ultimately, profit from a game sold is still a profit, but regardless of the country in which that profit was made, ultimately all profits go to Nintendo in general. Of course, then there are other reasons. For example, us European gamers, as well as our Australian counterparts, have to pay premium for most games and consoles. So I guess region locking us would, help with their profits. Of course, they'll never admit that, but there you go. Well, another reason being touted in some online forums is that some companies would want to avoid games with certain content like excessive violence and stuff, going into territories where this may be frowned upon. I actually don't see this to be such a huge issue. Maybe it's a minor one, but after all, aren't these the concerns that people importing these kinds of games into countries? These are concerns that they should be dealing with, not Nintendo. Besides, people in these countries can still play these games if they have an imported or hacked console, so what's the point? Anyway, I think people need to understand that the decision to continue to region lock consoles isn't just something that will impact our wallets. Well, for most of us it would be cheaper to import games on consoles, of course. But I think even more important than that, it will probably impact our gaming experiences. I think it's time to remove this common misconception that most of us have, that region locking only affects those who understand the Japanese language and want to play Japanese games. Wrong. In some cases, games already available in English are not made available in some English-speaking countries. Just ask North American gamers, and Operation Rainfall in particular. You have games like Xenoblade Chronicles and The Last Story for the Wii, which took almost a year to reach North American shores. Then you have games like Pandora's Tower and Disaster Day of Crisis that haven't even reached America yet, and probably most North American Wii owners won't get to play them. Why? Well, these games are available on the European market. But with the Wii's region lock, North American gamers can't just say, okay, I'll just import the game from Europe. Nope, the game disc won't work. And I think we're looking at a similar situation with the Wii U at this rate. Honestly, I think this region locking, well, not just from Nintendo, but from other gaming companies as well, I think it will continue until people actually stand up and show these gaming companies that they're not going to accept this archaic practice in this day and age. They're going to stand up against it. Am I saying, for example, boycott the Wii U because of this? Of course not. It's a great new innovative console. But we have to show them that this outdated policy, well, it shouldn't be here in this day and age, in this global market setting. With so many online groups, with different games they want to get localized, I think maybe it's time that they unite and try and present one common front against region lock. I know, for example, that most of these groups, operations and stuff, they campaign for the games they want to be published in their country so that you can have the option to go out there, go in your local store and purchase the game. In an ideal world, yes, that is the best option. That's kind of like option A. But I think you also want to have option B, which is, well, for example, I say, okay, I don't think this game is ever going to be released in my country, so why can't I just go online, go find an online retailer and purchase the game online, wait a few days and actually get to play the game. But with region lock, that isn't an option. So yeah, I think it definitely is time to actually unite together and present either some kind of movement against it. I'm not sure it will work, it might not, it probably won't, have to be honest here, but at least we're trying to get our voices heard, because as it is right now, I don't think there are many voices actually campaigning against region lock. I mean, you get a lot of comments, for example, today on the fan sites against region lock, but there isn't actually a real movement uniting all people who want to get rid of this outdated policy. Anyway, if you want to read my thoughts a bit where I elaborate on this further, I'm going to put a link in the description box to an article I wrote about region lock this morning when the news broke out. It's on Nintendo GM, which is a news site. It's actually dedicated to local gamers, but feel free to check it out and register and comment if you want. Definitely be happy with that. But for now, this is Dark Gamer 001, over and out.